Hello, my name is Allie and welcome to my channel. We are back with Caller X Malice, Shiraishi's route. Now I do apologize, I do have allergies again, so I do sound very rough, I guess you can say. Anyway, let's go. I can understand why the police wanted to say they caught the murderer as soon as possible. But now it's doubtful they revisit the case, especially since they got a full confession. Then there's the October incident. Officially, nothing happened. But something about that doesn't seem right either. Tsunemori's arrest disrupted Adonis's plans. The police stopped it before it could happen. That was the official statement, but it felt like the police were trying to sway the public opinion. They wanted to say they'd made progress, but an X-Day-related incident happened again in November, and they had no meaningful leads. In reality, they hadn't made any progress at all.
Yeah, but even by this point, there hasn't been a single witness reported connected to October. Being in the SRCPO, we'd be the first to hear rumors of anything to that extent. Or effect. Close enough.
Right. But doesn't it seem unnatural for them to just skip over October?
True. At least one dead body has been tied to each of the other videos so far. I don't like thinking about it, but I can't deny that it's possible there was a murder and the body just hasn't been found yet.
Dead men tell no tales. If Tsunemori had help, we couldn't ask him now. Shiraishi investigated this case, didn't he? Though his social skills were severely lacking, he was still extremely good at his job. He was also known for only being motivated to work on things that interested him. There's more to this than meets the eye. September, Ken Hachisuka has been added to materials. September, Yuki Tsunemori, has been added to materials.
With the case being publicly declared closed, it'd take something big to make the brass reopen it. If we could find solid, incontrovertible evidence in support of our theory, maybe.
I think I'm going to look deeper into the connection between the killer and the victim.
Okay, how about you go talk to the teachers they had at the free school 10 years ago?
Good idea. Let me do a quick check. Looking over the connected people section of the report, I searched for teachers' names. There are 2 of them. Their homeroom teacher quit in the middle of the term. They got a new one later. The teacher who quit was Otome Takeuchi. The reason she gave was personal reasons.
Teaching is a stressful job. It is. Even though I only teach like really youngsters, it is a very stressful job. It can really take a toll on you. And it looks like the free school was packed full of kids who had all kinds of problems going on in their lives. I'd think the teachers would have to be really careful how they dealt with them.
Both Tsunemori and Hachisuka were 18 at the time. Bad seeds at that age can be difficult.
Hoshino, check out the address. The granny who gives us tips all the time lives nearby.
Huh? Oh, hey, you're right.
Great. And if that's the case, we haven't heard from the elderly lady who calls all the time yet today. She's awfully old and she lives alone. Maybe something has happened to her.
Speaking in a deliberately loud voice, Moshida gave me a big pat on the back.
Hoshino, why don't you go check on her?
Huh? I looked up at him. He gave me a massive conspiratorial smile, then practically shouted, "Leave the rest to me." Was that an act to give me an excuse to go and question the teacher? It had to be. How dense can you be, ma'am?
I mean, it's obvious.
Yes, sir. I'll go right away. Quietly thanking Moshida for his help, I grabbed my coat. Oh, I should probably let Shiraishi know I'm going out to do some legwork. I summarized what had happened in a quick text and sent it to him. There. Now to head out. Buzz buzz. My phone started vibrating before it even made it back into my pocket. I looked at the screen.
I'm coming too. Wait there.
Huh? But shouldn't he be busy with the case that happened just today?
Don't you have work you need to do? I can handle a little legwork. He'd said himself that he wasn't good at questioning. That should get him to stay here. I'm doing my work, observing you. That reply doesn't make any sense. I wanted to head out right away, but he said to wait, so I had to wait. What's wrong, Hoshino? You can head out right now if you want. Well, I'd love to, really, but I, have to wait for a minute. Great. Now I have to find some way to explain what's going on with Shiraishi, and without letting him find... Oh my gosh, this sentence, I have messed up so many times because of this typo. There is a typo, and it says, when it says, now I have to find some way to explain what's going on with Shiraishi, and I to him without letting on too much. And so I keep trying to get the not the exact, but the right words, and I keep butchering it. I just can't. Now I have to find some way to explain what's going on with Shiraishi, and without letting him know, or letting him on to, I'm just moving forward. You saw it. I don't know how many times I messed up on that sentence. I stalled for a few minutes thinking. Then Shiraishi nonchalantly strolled in. Sorry to keep you waiting. Man, am I ever glad to get away from Yukai and her endless harping. That you probably deserved. I bet she was getting on his case for leaving to come with me. I'll apologize to her later. Heaving a sigh, I turned to Moshida so I could introduce him to Shiraishi. What the heck? Hoshino, you know somebody from forensics? Huh? You know Shiraishi already, Moshida? You could say that. He's famous around here. I didn't think he'd bother with us. Wow, am I really that famous? I can't say that I noticed. I'm just a police officer like any other. Well, you kind of have a pretty unique look to you, sir. But I thought this was a regular plain outfit. Is it really that unique? Why am I not surprised you didn't notice? I cut way back on the cat accessories, too. No one said anything about it to me lately. I guess it makes sense that he's your senior. He's as bluntly honest as you. He wasn't trying to insult you or anything. I know. Like you, everyone selected for the SRCPO seems to be the standard nice guy type. What? Nah, you're overstating it. Me, a regular nice guy? Whew. Apparently Moshida has taken Shiraishi's comment as a compliment. Wow, this guy is perfect for SRCPO. Hell, I'd even say he wouldn't. Oh yeah, I haven't introduced you yet, have I? Moshida, this is Kageyuki Shiraishi. He's a profiler in forensics. I have, been getting advice from him on the matter we were discussing earlier. Changing the subject before Shiraishi could put his foot in his mouth, I introduced them. Oh, so that's what's going on. It's nice to meet you. I'm Masanobu Moshida. Thank you for being a big help to Hoshino. Hoshino? Oh, is that your name? What? Shocked that he even needed to ask me that after everything, I stared at him. Come to think of it, had anyone said my name around him? I don't think so. What are you staring for? We have people to question, right? Come on. Oh, right. Not looking particularly bothered, Shiraishi sauntered off towards the door. We're supposed to be working together on this investigation, and he doesn't even know my name. He was the one who proposed the whole deal, and I've lost count of the number of times he's told me he wants to observe me. Confused and not quite sure what to feel, I hurried after him. Shiraishi? Can I ask you something? It's about my name. You haven't forgotten it, have you? Of course I have. I don't need to remember it for anything in particular, do I? Well, yes. We're going to be working together on this investigation, you know. But once the XT case is solved, there won't be anything connecting us anymore, right? There is no guarantee that'll be it. No, it will be. Your jurisdiction is totally unrelated to mine. Besides, I'm only stationed at Shinjuku Station temporarily. It's a personal policy of mine never to waste brain space on things I don't need to. He's going to say that straight to the face of the person he's about to work with? I'm sorry, but that logic won't fly with me. I doubted trying to argue with him would work. I expected him to blow me off, but... Remember my name. Silent, he stared down at me. I shrunk back, but I did not look away. All right. If I think it's necessary, I'll memorize it. How's that? I knew that was his way of compromising, but it wasn't an answer that satisfied me. Yes, we could probably solve this whole case without him ever using my name, but that didn't exactly foster a sense of trust in me. He must not see me as someone very valuable at all. Heck, I got the feeling he didn't even think I was someone whose value was worth calculating. If I wanted Shiraishi to remember my name, I would have to prove to him that I was useful. Okay, I'll work my butt off to make him remember it. Did she say that out loud? I think that was an error. Head held high, I strode past him. Getting vexed over me not remembering your name? What a weirdo. I heard him muttering to himself, sounding honestly confused. I ignored him. I swear, I'll make him remember it. September's case had a victim and a killer. 10 years ago, they both took classes from Ms. Takeuchi. This was her home. I turned and shot a sharp look at Shiraishi. Please just stay quiet while I talk, okay? Okay. I'll just hang back and observe you as you work. You know, an obedient Shiraishi is unnerving in its own right. I reached out and pressed the doorbell. Yes? I am Lady Hoshino with the Shinjuku Police. I have come to speak with Satomi Takeuchi. Is she in? Miss? If you want to talk about what happened in September, I have already told the police everything I could. That's Ms. Takeuchi. I apologize for the extra bother, miss, but I would like to ask a few more questions. What do you need to know now? That case has been closed. They announced it. Actually, some small issues remain that we need clarification on. Could we ask you for your cooperation, Miss Takeuchi? Please, miss. I got nervous as her silence dragged on. She did lose not one, but 2 students. It must be hard for her to think about. I looked up at the sound of the door opening. A slim woman stepped outside. Oh, she's pretty. Could you please make it brief? Of course, miss. Thank you very much. Let's see. First, if you don't mind, could you please go over your impressions of Tsunemori and Hachisuka from when they were students 10 years ago? Did either of them ever cause any issues in the class they had with you? Tsunemori was always involved in some violent scuffle or another, but that was all. I see. Had he singled out any individual or individuals for bullying or some such? No. Hachisuka was a good example for the whole class. Thanks to his efforts, not one child was ever singled out. Hachisuka was... He was such a good child. He truly was. You sound like you're trying to convince yourself of that. Shiraishi, did I or did I not ask you not to interrupt? I didn't mean to. Honest. But I kinda just can't now. That's not an excuse. She's talking about a former student, but her face is as stiff as a board. It got especially pronounced when she started to talk about Hachisuka. You weren't very fond of him, were you? No, you were afraid of him. Did he make any demands of you? Oh, let me guess. He was the reason you quit your job at the free school midterm.
No.
10 years ago, you submitted your resignation to the school. Looking at your personal records, you didn't have any health problems or private issues at the time. So, was there something going on with your class? Something that stressed you to the breaking point? Like, say, bullying was actually rampant? Bullying of you, orchestrated by Hachisuka?
No, that isn't it at all. You're just speculating.
Am I? Given your responses, even if I'm off on the details, I seem to be pretty close to the truth. Anyway, Hachisuka's dead now. What logical reason could you have to keep up your pretense? I'm a busy man, so hurry up and talk already. What was there really between you and Hachisuka?
Shiraishi, don't be so... What? What did you expect me to do? I had no choice. I had to. If I could have stopped him, I would have. Believe me, I would have. But I couldn't. That's why.
Ms. Takeuchi?
I have to go.
Huh? Wait, Ms. Takeuchi. I hurriedly reached out to stop her, but she slammed the door in my face. Shiraishi. Why did you barrage the poor woman with questions like that? She just lost 2 of her old students to terrible deaths. She's grieving. If she wanted, she could have told us to go away, but she was kind enough to come out and listen. Yep, exactly. That you seem like a nice person did a nice job of getting her to lower her guard. That's why my method of questioning was effective in prying some new information out of her. Pressuring a subject with rapid-fire aggressive questions to intimidate them into giving you the information you want is active phase questioning. Active phase. Japanese physician and author Takeru Kaido uses this turn of phrase in his writing. It refers to a person poking at their opponent's thoughts to coax an answer from them. Whew. Ouch, that hurts. It's my go-to questioning method. Remember it. I thought you said you hated interrogation. I do hate it. No living creature is as annoying and frustrating as a human. Human? Why'd I put a D at the end? Oh well. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!